Growing up, I grew attached to football right away, and I love all sports. Like my first word, according to my parents, was basketball, according to them. Don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. I
Yeah.
just loved just ball games, man. I always just loved moving around, running around. But when I started playing football, it was the feeling of it, like a Saturday morning game when you're 7 years old playing flag football. It just felt special, more special than going to the gym, more special than getting on the track, going on the baseball diamond. There was something else there. And then when you get your pads on for the first time in that helmet, it's the most glorious feeling in the world. You look in the mirror with, you have your gear on and you see like a gladiator in the mirror.
Yeah.
And that feeling of like you're ready to go to war and you're like 9 years old. Like I just remember how that felt. It was so special. And it helps that I was good. Like I was one of the better players on my team, scored a lot of touchdowns. But getting into those games and then being on the field for however long it was, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, the emotion, the passion that I felt while out there, just it felt like a war zone for however long, and the atmosphere, the intensity, like like going back to the losses, man, I would cry after like heartbreaking overtime losses that like cost our teams the playoffs. I'd be like 12, and it would be the worst thing. It'd be just nightmare.
Yeah.
But then we'd win like a crazy. I remember like in ninth grade, we won a game. It was the two best teams in the city, and our quarterback on the last play of the game, with time running out, we had to score a touchdown, dove over the pylon, one of those like flip one, like over the top, flip in the end zone, like touches the ball with the pylon with the ball.
Yeah.
And we rushed the field, the whole team, and it was like pandemonium for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes. And but the emotion that you get from football, like that gladiator type of like you hit heads, like I'm weird, man. You call me a masochist, I don't know what it is. But when I get hit, when I get rocked, I love it. It brings out like the crazy man inside me. I'm like, let's do it again. Let's see what you got. Bring it. I'm
Yeah.
ready I was always the smallest guy on the field, right?
Yeah.
So you light me up. It's like Rocky. It's like I'm coming back. Let's see what you got. So
Yeah.
I loved that. And I loved the elegance of like juking guys out too, like getting the ball, bounce it outside, hit a move on a guy and go the distance. Like I was obsessed with that. I just
For real?
loved everything about it. I loved
That's crazy.
yeah, I love the elegance of like that outside game. That was more of my skill set. But then I loved the hitting, like the hits. Like it didn't happen very often, but when I lit a guy up, it feels good, man. You don't get that in other sports.
Yeah.
Like you just don't get that same physicality. So A tier, that's football for me. It's like an A tier sport.
Okay.
And I loved basketball. I love to go play basketball still, but it just doesn't reach the same level of emotional investment that I get. And then I did track. I was a very talented sprinter. Got a scholarship to do college track, but it's not the same emotional investment either. It's an individual sport. It's about you, which is great for a lot of people. But the team aspect, when you get all of these dudes on the same page, you get a guy that's like 6'5", 300 pounds. Then you get another guy who's like 5'8", 140. Then you get like the baseball kid who's the quarterback. And then you get like some tall, lengthy kid who can high jump. You get him at receiver. You just get all these different types of dudes.
Yeah.
Put them all together and you come together to do something greater than yourself. So that's why football is the best for me.
Yeah. I would say that is probably the dopest thing about football is the variety of people that you get in a locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're right. You're getting all type of skill sets, sizes, shapes, backgrounds when it's football. Basketball, a lot less so. With that said, basketball, because I've been in both locker rooms, basketball locker rooms are way more close-knit in my experience because it's
Yeah.
fewer people, and usually you guys are a lot more similar than football team have cliques, right?
Yes,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Like it's a bunch of small individual groups on a team. It's too many people for everybody to be tight. It just, you know what I'm saying? It don't work out.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Of the two sports, I probably can't pick my favorite, bro. Like football, my favorite sport to watch. I'll watch any NFL game. I don't care. If it's on, I'll watch it. Basketball, I watch stars. That's it. Right? If LeBron playing, okay, Kawhi, like who playing? You feel me? That's how I watch basketball. So when it
Yeah.
comes to like the product, like watching it on TV, I would definitely say I prefer football over basketball. The problem with football, bro, is like when you done. It's like
Yes.
it's over. Whereas with basketball, I'm 32 and I'm still getting better. Like I'm still fine tuning my game. I could go to the court. I don't need nobody. I don't need no quarterback. I don't need no pads. All I need is a ball that I ordered off the internet. You know what I'm saying? They brought it to my door.
Yeah.
And then I just go to it, I find a court and I go and I get to work, you know? And so
Yeah.
to me, like I still do that like probably 3-4 times a week. It's like almost like a meditation, bro. Cause I think anybody likes, but like I'm addicted to progression, like
Yeah.
getting better. And so, like if today I go and I'm working on my pull up jumpers, I gotta go 8 out of 10. If I can't go at 8 out of 10, I'm gonna be out here all day. Now I'm getting cardio because I'm tired. You feel me? Because like I just
Yeah.
went 7 out of 10 because I choked the last shot. Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Run my little up and down. And so like for me, like basketball, bro, it goes so deep, like on a like from a concentration, like a concentration standpoint, like I get so much out of it. I can go to any court anywhere and kind of speak that language, and instantly a bunch of dudes I don't know, because I'm not like the most social butterfly of a person, but on a basketball court, bro, I could talk to anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like boom, and form friendships. And so I really enjoy that about basketball. Whereas football, when my college career ended, you know, there was a few times like I was back home and my boy who played quarterback in high school will throw. You know what I'm saying? Especially me, I'm a receiver. So like it's hard for me to really work. I could work on route running and stuff like that, but running routes when you're not running it against anybody is, you know, I ain't gonna say you can't get nothing out of it, but
Yeah.
running up against somebody is a whole lot different. You know, you can't just find a pickup one-on-one football game. Like
No,
you
it
can't
doesn't
find
exist.
that, you know? And so that's my issue with football. And I think it's why basketball has endured for me for so long. Also, I'm from a basketball family. And so
Yeah.
like everybody in my family, other than my dad was a football player, but like my brother, my uncles, like everybody I grew up, my nephews also, we hoopers, or they're hoopers, right?
Yeah.
I was like a hybrid, you know? And
Yeah.
so yeah, I just always had that love for basketball, man. I think it's a sport that doesn't get its due. Like as far as like the physicality of basketball, I really don't think a lot of people who haven't played like on a high level understand like, yo, what are you talking about? Like all them weak ass fouls you be calling at the park. Yeah, that we don't call that, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that ain't no foul, bro. Get up, bro. Like make sure you finish that. And so, you know, I really got a soft spot in my heart for basketball. Football, still up there. Love it. Spend 90% of my time reading up on football, covering football.
Yeah.
I love football. I really do. But I have like equal love, I think, for
Yeah.
hooping.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't disagree with you. I still go to the gym and I'll play, and I love pickup basketball. And the grind aspect that you were talking about, where you can go work on your jumper, you can work on certain things. The free flow spirit of your own gym session is glorious. It's better than like I didn't like football practice. I liked basketball practice, and I loved practicing my shot and my
Yeah.
whatever, my fadeaway,
Yeah.
whatever it was. But I think one of the things that's interesting about the differences in our channels and like just our personalities is you always paid attention more to players. Like you were more about looking at players. Like you said, Chad Johnson and Hushman Zada. I was
Yeah.
always more about like the moments, the
Yeah.
team aspect. I just
Yeah.
love that. And so there's something about when you watch like an NBA game and it just gets to me. Like it just bothers me how much it's about superstars. It's not about the team as much, and they obsess about that aspect of it. But like when I watch the Browns play or any NFL game, it's almost like I'm living vicariously through them. My high school football career did not end on a good note. It was horrible. It ended with me having 8 carries for 8 yards. We got blown out by a bad team. I was crying. I couldn't deal with my emotions at the time. And that's how it ended. It's like the worst possible way to end
That
the sport that you grew up
sucks, bro.
loving.
Yeah, that's tough.
So the only way I can fix that hole in my heart is watching a team that I emotionally invest in every week. I can feel what's going on out there. Like the guy for the Lions that dropped the pass, the open touchdown, I sat there for like 20 minutes just like getting emotional for him because I was like, I know how that feels to drop an open pass. I don't know how it feels to drop it for the game winner, so I can't imagine where that guy's at emotionally. Feel
Yeah.
bad for Lions fans, but I'm heartbroken for that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, so we're a little bit more similar than you say. I guess because that one involves an individual and also
Yes.
happens to be a moment, right?
I can get on that I can get on that sort of train where I understand the players aspect, but I get back from that and it's like, you know, the Raiders game. It was 4th and inches for the ball game, fullback dive. I'm like literally, like my girlfriend was sleeping next to me. I jumped up and I was like freaking out and I woke her up. And I don't have any sort of attachment to either team. I just love the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you don't, but I just get obsessed with those more than anything else. And that's why I love to do those in my videos. I love to make those moments seem so much bigger than they are because that's how they make me feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So-
that makes sense, bro.
So yeah, that's where I stand on that.
I feel you. And I'm gonna say this real quick. I just always
Yeah, go
feel
ahead.
like, and cause I'm into the moments, not as much as you, but I'm always interested in like almost, you know how you zoom out, I zoom in, right? Like we can both do each thing, but like I think I appreciate the zoom in a little bit more. You appreciate the zoom out a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So you'll look at that whole moment and be able to kind of capture everything that's going around, around that. I go like, let me zoom all the way into this dude that dropped this, right? I want to
Yes.
go back to his high school. I want to
Yeah.
see what other moments, how many other times have he been in this situation? Has he come through? Right? If he did come through, what happened? If he didn't come through, what happened? And like, how do I think that has affected him mentally, that put him in a position to drop this pass? And how do I think, based on his mental makeup, he gonna shake back from this? Like, is this gonna be something that now hunts him and can continue to be a problem, or is the next time he gonna snag that bitch, you know what I'm saying, and put it up and boom, win the game? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's just interesting, bro. Two interesting ways to kind of look at it. And that's probably the dopest thing about football is there's so much going on. Like you can have 2 channels about football it's like 2 different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like almost 2 different aspects of it because there's so much happening out there at the same time.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree, man.